Imagine you finally did it. You checked your investment account this morning, and the number staring back at you has 7 figures. $1 million. You should feel incredible, right? You should feel free. Untouchable. Like every financial worry you have ever had just dissolved overnight. But here is what nobody tells you. You close the app. You make your coffee. You sit down. And within about 4 minutes, you start doing the math in your head. The mortgage. The car payment. The kids' school fees. That tax bill you have been quietly ignoring. And slowly, without even realizing it, that feeling of freedom starts to shrink. And shrink. Until you are sitting there, with $1 million to your name, wondering why you still feel completely, utterly broke. If that sounds insane to you right now, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, it is going to make complete sense. And more importantly, you're going to understand exactly how to make sure it never happens to you. My name is Jake, and I spend way too much time thinking about why people who should feel financially free still don't. If you are someone who works hard, saves money, does everything right on paper, but still feels like you are one bad month away from disaster, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. All right, let's get into this. Here is the thing. We have been sold a number. For decades, through movies, social media, our parents' self-help books, we have been told that $1 million is the finish line. Hit that number and your financial life is solved. You have made it. Game over. Collect your trophy. But here is what most people do not realize. $1 million is not what it used to be. And I do not mean that in a vague, hand-wavy kind of way. I mean it in a very specific, very mathematical, very uncomfortable kind of way. In 1990, $1 million had the purchasing power of approximately $2.3 million in today's money. Think about that. The $1 million dream that your parents or grandparents chased. You would need over $2 million today just to feel what they imagined $1 million would feel like. And it gets worse. If you retire at 60 with $1 million and plan to live on it for 30 years, which, by the way, is a completely reasonable life expectancy assumption, you are working with roughly $33,000 per year before tax. That is about $2,750 a month. Now I want you to look at your current monthly expenses. Your rent or mortgage, your food, your transport, your phone bill, your streaming subscriptions, your insurance, your kids if you have them. $2,750 a month. Is that freedom? Or is that just a different kind of stress? Look, I am not trying to crush your dreams here. I am trying to make sure your dreams are actually big enough. Because the first reason 60% of millionaires still feel broke is this. They reached a number without understanding what that number actually meant in real life. Now here is where it gets really interesting. Because this is not just a maths problem. If it were purely about numbers, every millionaire would simply look at their balance sheet, do the calculations, and feel fine. But that is not what happens. And the reason why is buried deep in how our brains are actually wired around money. There is a concept in psychology called the hedonic treadmill. Bear with me here, because this is one of the most important ideas you will ever learn about money. The hedonic treadmill is the human tendency to return to a relatively stable level of happiness regardless of what happens to us, good or bad. Win the lottery. Get a promotion. Buy your dream house. Within about 6 to 12 months, your baseline level of satisfaction returns to exactly where it was before. What does that mean for money? It means that the feeling you imagine you will have when you reach $1 million, that relief, that freedom, that exhale, your brain is already quietly planning to neutralize it. The goalpost does not disappear when you reach it. It moves. And this is backed by actual research. A study published in the journal Social, Psychological, and Personality Science found that the emotional impact of increased wealth plateaus far sooner than people expect. The jump from $50,000 to $100,000 in annual income feels enormous. The jump from $900,000 to $1 million barely registers emotionally. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Jake, so millionaires just need to be more grateful. Practice mindfulness. Count their blessings. And sure, that is part of it. But it is not the whole story. Because there are also very real, very practical reasons why millionaires feel financially squeezed. And they all trace back to one thing. Lifestyle. Here is a story I want you to think about. Meet someone we will call Marcus. Marcus spent 20 years grinding, building his career, investing consistently, living below his means. By age 45, Marcus hit $1 million in net worth. He had done it, and Marcus deserved to celebrate. So he upgraded his house. Nothing crazy, just a nicer neighborhood, better schools for the kids. His mortgage went from $1,800 a month to $3,400 a month. He got a nicer car. Because look, he earned it. Monthly payment, $650. His kids started private school. $1,800 per child per month. He has 2 kids. His social circle changed, as it tends to do when your income rises. Dinners out got more expensive. Holidays got more ambitious. The gym became a private club. The wine got better. Marcus was not being reckless. He was not buying yachts. He was making completely reasonable upgrades that matched what he felt his success deserved. But here is what most people do not realize about Marcus' situation. His monthly expenses went from roughly $4,500 to just over $11,000 per month. And his $1 million portfolio, even invested well at a 7% average annual return, generates approximately $70,000 per year, or about $5,800 per month before tax. Marcus went from feeling like a millionaire to feeling like he was barely keeping his head above water. And he is not alone. A survey by Ameriprise Financial found that 60% of millionaires, people with investable assets of $1 million or more, still feel middle class. Not wealthy. Middle class. The primary driver in almost every case? Lifestyle inflation that outpaced their actual portfolio income. Here is the thing. $1 million is an asset. It is not an income. And until people understand the difference between assets and income, really understand it, they will keep chasing numbers that never quite feel like enough. This is where it gets really interesting. And this is the part of the video that I genuinely wish someone had explained to me much earlier. There are 2 numbers that matter in your financial life. Most people only ever think about one of them. The first number is your wealth number. This is the total value of everything you own minus everything you owe. Your net worth. $1 million. $5 million. Whatever the figure is. This is the number people obsess over. This is the number that ends up on the magazine covers. The second number, the one that actually determines whether you feel free, is your freedom number. Your freedom number is the monthly passive income your assets need to generate to completely cover your lifestyle expenses. Without you working, without you worrying, without you doing anything at all. Let me show you the maths. If your monthly expenses are $5,000, your freedom number is $5,000 per month in passive income. To generate $5,000 per month, or $60,000 per year, from a portfolio returning 6% annually, you need approximately $1 million invested. So in that scenario, $1 million actually does equal freedom. The number works. But now let us go back to Marcus. His monthly expenses are $11,000. His freedom number is $11,000 per month, or $132,000 per year. To generate that passively at 6%, he needs $2.2 million invested. So Marcus needs more than twice as much as he thought to actually feel free. And because he upgraded his lifestyle the moment he hit his first million, he actually moved his own finish line further away at the exact moment he thought he was crossing it. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Jake, this is all a bit depressing. What is the actual fix here? I am glad you asked. Step 1. Calculate your actual freedom number today. Not what you think it should be. Not what sounds impressive. Your actual monthly expenses, multiplied by 12, divided by your expected portfolio return rate. Write that number down. Put it somewhere you will see it regularly. Because here is the thing, you cannot hit a target you have never clearly defined. Most people working toward financial freedom are running a race without knowing where the finish line is. If your monthly expenses are $4,000 today, your freedom number at a 6% return is $800,000. Not $1 million. You might be closer than you think. If your expenses are $8,000 per month, your freedom number is $1.6 million. Now you know what you are actually working toward. Clarity is the first step. Everything else builds on top of it. Step 2. Protect your freedom number from lifestyle inflation. Look, I am not here to tell you not to enjoy your money. That would be ridiculous. Life is for living. But there is a framework I want you to apply every single time you consider a lifestyle upgrade. Before you increase a fixed monthly expense, a new mortgage, a new car payment, private school fees, ask yourself this one question. Does this upgrade require me to increase my freedom number? If the answer is yes, you need to consciously decide whether you are willing to extend your financial runway to afford it. Sometimes the answer is absolutely yes, and that is fine. But make it a conscious choice, not a default drift. The people who build lasting wealth are not people who never spend money. They are people who are ruthlessly intentional about which spending is worth pushing their freedom date further into the future. Step 3. Separate your net worth from your identity. This one is psychological, and it is uncomfortable. But it is probably the most important thing I will say in this entire video. For a lot of high-earning, wealth-building people, their financial status becomes deeply tangled with their sense of self. The car they drive is not just transport. It is a signal. The neighborhood they live in is not just a location. It is a statement. The restaurant they eat at is not just food. It is a marker of where they have arrived. And here is what most people do not realize about this pattern. When your identity is built on financial signals, you will always be spending money to maintain an image rather than to build freedom. And you will always be one comparison away from feeling like what you have is not quite enough. The wealthiest people I have studied, and I mean genuinely quietly wealthy, not just Instagram wealthy, have almost universally developed what I call a freedom identity rather than a status identity. They measure themselves by how long they could live without working, not by what their lifestyle looks like to other people. That shift in mindset is not small. It changes every financial decision you make. Step 4. Build income streams, not just a portfolio. Here is the thing about $1 million investment portfolio. It is genuinely incredible. And it is also entirely dependent on market conditions, withdrawal rates, and time horizons that are completely outside your control. The millionaires who feel most financially secure are not the ones with the biggest portfolios. They are the ones with the most diversified income. Dividend income, rental income, business income, royalty income, digital product income. Because here is the difference. If the market drops 30%, and historically speaking, it will at some point, a portfolio-only millionaire watches their freedom evaporate almost overnight. But a millionaire with 5 income streams barely feels it. You do not need to build all 5 streams at once. Pick one. Build it to $500 per month. Then build the next one. The goal is to create income that is not attached to your time or to market conditions that you cannot control. Step 5. Audit your expenses every 6 months without mercy. This is the least glamorous advice in this video, and it is also the one that will make the biggest difference to how free you actually feel. Every 6 months, set aside 2 hours and go through every single recurring expense you have. Every subscription, every membership, every insurance policy, every direct debit. Ask yourself 3 questions about each one. Do I still use this? Does this genuinely improve my life? Could I get this cheaper elsewhere? Most people who do this exercise seriously find between $300 and $800 per month in expenses they had completely forgotten about or stopped valuing. Over a year, that is up to $9,600. Invested at 7% over 20 years, that is over $440,000. The freedom you are looking for is often already hidden inside your existing expenses. You just have not looked for it recently. I want to leave you with something that goes a little deeper than spreadsheets and portfolio returns. The reason the feeling of financial freedom matters, the reason I make videos about this stuff, is not because money is the most important thing in life. It is because financial stress is one of the most destructive forces in modern human experience. Studies consistently show that financial anxiety is the #1 source of stress in adult relationships. It damages health. It shortens lives. It quietly erodes the joy out of experiences that should feel wonderful. And the cruel irony, the thing that genuinely frustrates me when I look at the data, is that so many people experience that financial anxiety not because they lack money, but because they never built a clear relationship with what they actually needed money to do for them. They chased a number. They hit the number. And they discovered that the number alone was never the answer. The answer is clarity, intention, a freedom number you have actually calculated and a lifestyle you have consciously chosen, rather than one you drifted into because it felt like what success was supposed to look like. You do not need more money than you think. You need a clearer plan than you currently have. And that plan starts today. Not when you hit $1 million. Not when the market recovers. Not when your salary goes up. Today, with the income, the assets, and the information you have right now. So let me leave you with this. Go and calculate your freedom number today. Actual monthly expenses times 12, divided by 6%. That is your real target. Write it down. Put it somewhere visible. Then look at your lifestyle and ask yourself honestly, am I building toward that number, or am I spending in ways that keep moving it further away? Because the goal was never to have $1 million. The goal was always to feel free. And those two things are only the same thing if you plan them to be. If this video gave you a different way of thinking about money and freedom, hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this content. Subscribe if you are not already part of this community because we drop videos every week on wealth building, investing, passive income, and the psychology of money. And drop a comment below. I want to know, what is your current freedom number? Or if you have not calculated it yet, what do you think your monthly expenses actually are? I am Jake. I will see you in the next one.